Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's all time for another episode of DS Era. Let's continue the story because it's getting kinda insane. And I wonder how far we are from the ending. Actually, it's supposed to have like 2 more probably, like chapters, right? Because I asked on the Discord actually how many chapters usually this game has. I forgot. So it should have like 2 more, I believe. So I'm not that close to the end yet, it seems. But yeah, anyway, like 1 more chapter, I think. But anyway, yeah, let us continue. I'm not going to talk like about random stuff. Let's just go. Okay. A corpse lay crumpled on the floor as silence hung heavy in the air. While no one could doubt that it was dead, its limbs were missing, while its toes and neck had twisted at odd angles. A certain kind of life seems to throb within it. The corpse convulsed, as if someone had sent a jolt of electricity through it. The arm extending from its chest jerked and dug its fingers into the ground, and soon the remainder of the body that had been connected to it slowly emerged from within. What? Death had turned inside out. The one that once lived had perished, while the victim previously devoured reclaimed his life. With the death of the original host, the man trapped within him had gained the chance to be born anew. Like a flip of a coin. The master of the arm pressed his hand against the concrete, as if trying to devour all remaining fragments of life that still sizzled inside the corpse. Okay. Didn't he died? Okay, so it's just Bay that died. Okay, so my mistake from previous episode. Okay. So basically, you tell me that if you are you have enough strong will, and you can preserve your sanity while you are devoured by someone else in this era, that means if the owner of the body dies, then you can just get the fuck out of this place. What about Kasumi and Eri? Shiro Yusa reformed himself with the laid-back sigh. Okay, so Shiro is back. He addressed Wilhelm hollow shell. This was exactly what Shiro had been aiming for from the start. He placed his bet on the subtle gap that manifested in the time of one's death and his prize, complete revival. Okay, so is it possible that Agnerberov Bay got transferred to him as well? I don't think so, right? Like, Mercurius said that he cannot, like, manipulate his Agnerber, and also it doesn't have love for Shiro like it had for Bay. So I don't think that would work. It had been all a matter of timing and willpower. Once he finally managed to stick a part of his body back into physical world, he channeled reformation from his physical hands to the rest of his body, forcing open a rift in reality, then squeezing through it. A feat of unparalleled difficulty, a complete impossibility for an average man, yet Shiro shrugged it off as nothing particularly noteworthy. Foreknowledge OP. For once, foreknowledge manifested in his mind. He could no longer perish. Yeah, okay. That was all he had to explain his case. And events did not indeed come to pass exactly the way he had envisioned them. Did indeed come, yeah. Shiro looked down on Wilhelm's corpse with not a glint of satisfaction in his eyes. He then directed his gaze to the edge of the stage. His augmented hearing made out a subtle shift in the wind, and his sixth sense confirmed it. Something extremely fast was coming his way. The moment he realized the fact, a ferocious gust of wind howled in his face. He went aside at the being's presence. He had been conscious of it for a while now, and parted his lips in frenzied fashion. Wait, That's not Schreiber, right? Schreiber died. They took each other out.
なんつうか、ほんと。お前らって大概どうかしてるわ。
How the hell is this guy still alive? This beast, this monster. Also, where's Ellie and Kasumi? Did we just like leave them behind? I mean, Ellie being aware that she might be left behind, like they said, like they promised to not have a grudge against each other. But Kasumi is kind of like left over there, you know? It was the Ashen Knight, who was supposed to have dropped to the ground, then landed on the roof. Wolfgang Schreiber appeared before him, seemingly unscratched. Yeah. I mean, he regenerated, but still. So, basically when Wilhelm died, his first degree stopped working and Schreiber just came back to full strength. He just healed in an instant, basically. The beast made no answer, either not hearing or not acknowledging the words, perhaps both. Only his lone eye twinkled silently in blue as it remained fixed on one spot, on the remains of Wilhelm, that by now had mostly turned to dust. Even as the eye on his reflected the mingling of joy and sorrow, friendship and love, at the end of the day is still lit up with the conflagration of the unchained madness. Fighting each other to the death was the ultimate expression of affection for the Einherjar. His fuel had not expired, even after he had his head now regenerated as if nothing had happened. Utterly decimated by the unexpected direct hit. There was no way of beating this thing. He's been out of this world. Shiro could tell he stood little chance regardless if Bastard was worn out or not. Yeah. You managed to hit him once though. He wasn't in his third degree. That's another thing. Like, back into the road, like when you smacked him with your own arm. The Ashen Knight gaze drifted to Shiro, the weary pool of unaffected madness, unfettered madness, within it questioning his existence. Who are you? Why do you have the scent of base blood? Were you the one to get in the way out of our fun? Ah, you're desecrating our valor, aren't you? Do you wish to die? The tremendous killing intent froze the tower into the giant pillar of ice, descending upon Shiro with an almost agonizing chill. The critter's noise would probably discount the faint trace of blood that lingered about the young man, due to the nature of the netherworld he had been reborn from. Shiro grimaced with almost palpable weariness. Not a single one of these bastards would ever just piss off and allow him to do his own thing. But just as he was about to unload his gun on the freak, if that's a Reinhardt voice, I literally does not recognize this. It sounded nothing like Reinhardt. I swear to God, this one sentence did not sound like Reinhardt at all. But it must be Reinhardt, right? A voice like a divine revelation descended upon them with enormous pressure, extinguishing the blaze of battle like it was no more than a candle's flame. Yep. It literally didn't sound like Reinhardt, I'm sorry. Reinhardt Heydrich looked down upon them from the castle steps floating below the demonic sky. Schreiber boat hit his head the moment the order grazed his ears. It was the second time Shiro had encountered the man, but the emotions his presence installed in him were nothing like before. Yep, before we had like one thing opened probably, and you saw him only on the bridge, like for the brief moment. Now, yeah, he's like significantly more powerful. That time, he merely thought of him as an aberration in human form, But now the more he looked at him, the stronger and that indescribable sensation would squeeze out his soul. His hair, eyes, height and race, they had nothing in common. Yet the feeling that had been ravaging his brain for the last few moments was without a doubt.
手の噴泉見せてもらった。実に見事なり。部下の成長を見るのもまた一興。ならばこそ、今城へと帰還するなり、眼前に迫る怒りの火に、一番槍を切りたいのならば。
ヤボール
His master voice would reach him regardless of the state he was in. The Ashen Knight vanished the moment the order reached him, his eyes sparkling. Meanwhile,
さて、
yeah, what you gonna do with Shiro? The best pair of golden eyes pierced Shiro for the very first time.
こうして話をするのは初となる。
Yeah, pretty much. Also, Shiro is like, if you think about this, Shiro is like extremely lucky or maybe unlucky, depends on how you think about this. Like, he managed to like speak with both big bosses in this game, like with both Mercurius and now with Reinhardt. You know, like not even like Ren managed to like. I mean, actually, yeah, he did, but I don't know. Like, Shiro is just a normal human, kinda, like, not like Ren, like, right? You know. Anyway, I just talked some weird stuff, aren't they? Never mind. Let's just go. Forget about this.
自己紹介は必要かね。ザラトゥストラの親友よ。
The moment their gazes crossed, Shiro felt as if the repulsive disembodiment voice had breathed at his ear again. I hate this effect. Fuck off. No way. Ridiculous. There's no way he was looking at the mirror. The
い
fuck?
らねえよ。もう大体知ってるからな。
なるほど。ベイを通して学んだか。それは長女。彼が心安らかに行けたのは、Kの助力あってこそと言ってもよい。誇りたまえ。勝者の義務は唯一それ。この敗者なき戦いにはそれがふさわしい。
Wilhelm attained fulfillment through sacrificing his life. Schreiber triumphed, and Shiro resurrected from the dead. In retrospect, this battle came to an end, with everyone gaining something. Not a single soul suffered the humiliation of defeat. But that was not what Reinhardt had meant. And Shiro knew he had never seen it but the light dancing in his eyes.
それでは一つ尋ねたいのだが、K はこれより何をなす？
A light dancing in his eyes, what? So what about looking in the mirror? That's another thing. Like, what do you mean? Hmm.
どうあがこうと、いずれ私の城へと登場する身だ。ベイの資格を受け継ぐ身である以上、それはすでに決定事項なのだから。
One day you would end up in here. His words were simple to the point. Shiro could easily conclude that the man was indeed speaking the truth. So what was he to do? What did he want to do? He came back to life, but for but one reason. The beast's golden gaze appeared to have seen right through him. Shiro's inexplicable urge grew even stronger as he observed the devil scrutinizing his soul. What he saw in Shiro appeared to have fueled the man of God with a gleeful expectation. Someone somewhere uttered the words, transferred as if through an electrode.
なるほど。何よりや
Okay.
らずともか、麗しい友情だ。与えるにせよ、奪うにせよ、こちらには確かにそれらしか残ってはいまい。他はすべてそこにある。
Reinhardt pointed at his own heart and made a faint smile. What? He was not talking about the organ. He meant all those he had devoured, the souls still whirling within him. What Shiro could do for their sake. As vanishing gold truly the solution? If there was anything else, then that could only be. The monarch of gold continued with an expectant smile. His word descended upon his kindred still. Upon his kindred, still staring at him with distrusting eyes. Not as the whisper of a devil, but as the revelation from God in all his exalted divinity.
さあ、己が役目を果たすがいい。
Okay. A matter into which he ought to channel all his strength. For such was fate prepared for him. Okay. We're not going to have like Shiro trying to like suicidally try to fight Reinhard, aren't we? He was born for that purpose, his role would be to fulfill it. And so the words of the man who seems to be spitting image rode the wind, filling the whole world. Or is he like going to like for some reason like actually be with LDO and attack Ren because like he's supposed to like destroy the world that Ren is in, like he's a cancer for Ren basically, like we've been told before. So what is happening? I'm confused. A duty imparted upon him with his birth. Yeah, so we're talking about the cancer thing against Ren. In Shiro's mind, nothing else was so sweet, yet so vexatious at the same time. What? Wait, this is the... are you serious? This is the end of the chapter. Are you serious? Really? Oh my god. This is really the end of the chapter? Are you serious? 7 out of 10. Xenogenesis end. Okay. Wow. I'm confused about this ending. Is Shiro going to... oh, way back to Mercurius. Okay. Is like Shiro going to like be like one of the LDO members and he will like attack Ren or what? What was that indicating? Is he going to be like double spy, pretend to be with Reinhardt? Obviously Reinhardt will not fall for it. Oh, I'm confused what the hell just happened. What that indicates? Okay, we're back in the muddy little place. A sand-covered beach, showered by the orange of twilight. A golden sea as far as the eye could see. And in that world where the horizon stretched far and wide, the shade addressed the kneeling girl in the monotone voice. Yeah, because she stopped talking, right? She's like very silent right now to Ren. He looked upon her tear-soaked eyes with a gaze of affection, having a sight faint as a mirage.
ああ、どうか泣き止んではくれないか。ここには君しか光がないのだ。照らす源が曇ってしまえば、私のような旅人は召しいたツバメとなってしまう。
Have we had this city before? I think we did in the previous road, right? They were talking. His voice and tone had not changed in the slightest, but Mari, shaking her head, was by now a completely different being. She would neither lend an ear to the shade honeyed whispers, nor repeat his word like a parrot. Those were merely gestures born from the lack of her individual judgment. Not a hint of her prior incertitude remained now, as she turned her back on the words of the man who used to be the only one in her life. To be her sole acquaintance, her only partner in conversation, the very premise that connected her to Karl Kraft had crumbled to dust. The countless others she met through Irae and Fuji, the myriad emotions they stirred within her, having found something to use as a comparison, the shade ceased to be the only one for her. In her eyes, he was no longer peerless and irreplaceable. Oh. And this is actually what Mercurius wants, right? Because first thing to like make her like kill him, delete him from existence is to make her feel like, yeah, you don't need me anymore. So yeah, plan works. She would not return to being a puppet, blindly believing in his every word. You are still his puppet by the though, like you are just like playing on his hands. Like we are all played by Mercurius, like this guy is just like puppet master and just like giving us the best Grand Gungoil ever.
だって私がずるいこと考えたから何の力にもなれなくてレンに辛い思いばっかりさせて
I mean, you are against 3 commanders. She gained the ability to feel regret. She shed tears for wonder. A host of emotions raged within her breast, all tormenting her, yet Mari did not wish to discard the heart she had gained. She longed for atonement, yet the only trade she could ply was the grim process of decapitation, an act that would bear only bitter self-condemnation in her heart. The jester smiled. He who drifted free and uninhabited across the stage like the fish found the change in the girl pleasing. As he consoled her,
それは君のせいではないだろう。無粋なことだが、世の中には人の数だけ道理がある。
so she would escape harm and remain but a sweet flower.
君が君の中で思い描いた道理ではそうかもしれんが、客観的に見ればこれは他の思惑が起こした悲劇。訪れた不幸に理由をつけて自らを貶めるのはやめたまえ。自責と自傷は王噛む蛇だ。それもまた円環となり巡る。果て、あれも言っていただろう。起こったことは変えられぬ、戻らぬ、ゆえ思考なり。
Yeah, pretty much. Like he said, like he's not like he doesn't want like dead to be resurrected or anything. Just want to move forward, leave the past behind. I mean, he doesn't want to move forward. He wants to the stalemate, but still, he doesn't want to go back.
今の君にはこれこそが真理ではないかな。
Despite his monologue, he made no attempts to confirm the fury, neither did he deny it, but that was all. It seems as if the man existed on a different plane compared to the rest of the mankind. Yeah, pretty much. You are like looking in the face of God in the Diaz era. The man Imari held dear would have likely described it as looking down on others, belittling them, but not quite in a derogatory manner. His disposition instead resembled that of the giant cherishing ants. Also, I just thought about this, like, if you think about this, if like this era world, like Masadaverse, right, basically, have like gods having like the emanation power basically of Evocate, right? This is basically the power system here. If you are able to emanate with 4th degree, you becoming the god of the world, right? So it doesn't seem like I wonder basically if there was like someone before Mercurius. I don't think Mercurius been the first god and he just now decided to just like move on. Was there someone else who he defeated by emanating? Or maybe the other one wanted to be raised just like he's trying right now? Huh. I just thought about this. That would be like interesting piece of trivia if we get like this kind of information actually. Like, was the Mercurius like the first basically god in this universe? Or he just like got his position from someone else at some point in time? His disposition instead resembled yeah, just ants. That expression seems right on the mark. And Mari, feeling like she had been made fun of, began to experience a welling of silent anger within her heart. For the common sense she attained told her that the behavior could only belong to a complete buffoon. She could not help giving him a stern look.
おやおや、これはいけないな。そのような顔をされたら、やばい私は息が詰まってしまいそうだ。別段、私はあれを愚かと言っているのではない。何よりかつては私自身がそう思ってしまったことだからね。言葉を借りて少々気恥ずかしくなったのだ。それどころか、むしろ私は感謝しているのだよ、マルグリット。
Yeah.
君は実にあれより多くを学び取り変わろうとしている。
She had been turning honest. The man allowed the truth, unseen and unnoticed by the girl, to dance upon the tip of his tongue, savoring it for a moment or two before unleashing it upon the world. The gesture filled her with a sense of foulness. It felt almost like a snake twirling its tongue at her. She shook her head, her blonde locks dancing in the air, and raised her hand as if to strike. She ultimately stopped herself, realizing how terrible an action that would have been. Not the physical force of it, but the result. Oh, because she thinks like she is able to decapitate Mercurius. Okay. I mean, she's not able to, right? Until she emanates, she's unable to do anything to Mercurius. She drew away from the man who was, by all intents and purposes, her first friend, unable to trust him any longer. Mari realized what she was about to do was terrible, and more than an attempt to vent her anger, strengthened her hand, and she once again placed it upon her chest. Not because her touch would have killed the man. Oh, okay, never mind. Mari stopped herself because she felt she would have been betraying him and his beliefs. She continued with the act. I mean, he wants you to kill him. I mean, he wants also be loved by you, I guess. So if you slap him, yeah, that kind of indicates that you kind of hate him, and he's not going to appreciate it, I guess, right? Because Mercurius, like, feel like Mari is special, right? Like, Mercurius is basically, my waifu is the best, you choose my waifu. So, yeah.
あなたのカリオストロの力でなんとかできないの
And instead, she attempted to clutch at the straw. She... Okay, that's a mistype or something. She pleaded, yeah, it's like a double thing. Pleaded desperately for help, despite knowing full well that the action was equivalent to selling her soul to the devil.
私何でもするからできることなら手伝うし何でも言うことだって聞く
Are we going to have Mercurius somehow powering up Mari just like he powered up Ren? I can understand how he powered up Ren. Like, basically Ren is like his extension kinda, right? He's like his weapon, his like bear. And he's been created from like Machina soul and stuff. So yeah, it's like part of him. But Mari? Can you influence Mari like that? I mean, I guess if like Mari, like it can be a chain reaction, I guess. Like if Mari is part of Ren, then by influencing Ren, then you can influence Mari, I guess. So are we powering up Mari somehow? Is she going to lose her mind just like Ren?
私はいいからレンには返してあげて
And that. Okay.
とてもひどすぎるから
I mean, if they are swallowed by the castle, I mean, Bei died on the point, so it could, like, soul and everything inside of him got swallowed by Reinhardt. Oh, right, by the castle, by Reinhardt. So their souls are still there in the castle, and Mercurius can basically revive anyone in the castle. It takes time, as he said before. Einherjars can like resurrect very fast, but others needs time. That's what he said, but it's possible for him. So, Kasumi any bug?
私はいいからレンには返してあげて
She was ready to give up her entire being in exchange. Her play came to a cry from the very depths of her heart, a feeling she wanted desperately to give shape to. She begged God to grant her this one wish. to return all the young a man had lost because of her. For the first time in her life, she would pray for the bottom of her heart, and she would not care if this was the last thing that would ever be granted to her. She would give all of herself, and so she begged the heavens to let him reclaim all he held dear. She prayed to someone omnipotent, someone who couldn't possibly exist, who couldn't possibly lend her an ear. But the feeling she poured into her prayer was genuine and pure, like that of the martyr. Also, if you, Mari, disappeared, Ren will be pissed about this as well, so that's not kinda a win, you know? You revive others to make him happy, and also you will make him sad again because you are gone. Like, that's not like the best solution, you know? And the man before her was the closest to that sort of being, however.
まさか
He silently shook his head, his lips forming a faint smile. It was gentle, yet a defined expression of rejection.
これはまた随分と買いかぶられたものだ。君の中でそれほど私は万能の権下となり果てていたとは。
Yeah, okay. Mercurius is obviously hiding his like true self. I wonder like what's the reason for Mercurius to hiding his like godhood basically? Why he is so like focused on hiding this? I mean, yeah, like Reinhardt would try to fight him and everything. Is it because they would lose hope? Maybe? Like, he wants to die, so he cannot give them like, hey, you know, I'm omnipotent god, you cannot like, you know, just like defeat me just like that. Like, they would lose hope if they know that, right? Maybe that's the case. Like, he don't want to like shatter their like attempts basically and make them struggle until they can reach him.
勘違いだよ、マルグリット。祈る先を間違えている。今君の見つめている先には幻のみだ。蜃気楼にひざまずいても意味はない。帰らぬ恋などやめたまえ。
That's also the fair thing. Like, this Mercurius that we see is just like incarnation of him, because he's like basically covering the universe, right? The world. Just like Mari in Mari Road, she got like having a body that got like created in the future. So this is like Mercurius' body, like avatar of Mercurius basically, and he doesn't have that power as the like real him, right? I guess maybe that's what he means. So yeah, you should pray to like that guy and not me. Like, I'm just a mirage of my true self, you know? I mean, he's still insanely strong, but... There's no meaning in covering before Mirage. The words will only follow me. Yeah. Mercurius lead his finger to empathize, his tethering translucence.
好みは所詮道家にして領収万能などとはかけ離れている。どれほど崇め願われようとも流れ星にはなれまいよ。それとも差し詰め引きずられ擦り切れた麻袋かな。そこが抜けるのさえ近いのだ。その言葉は光栄であるが、所詮歌方の夢、その飛沫、大した力もなく、ただ事態を眺めて薄笑うだけの影、誇張なのだ。どこまで行こうと夢が覚めればただの虫けら。こうして君と会話を続けている人の姿こそ、かりそめの無双に過ぎぬと思いたまえ。
Mercurius, you makes way too many analogies, I swear. Mercurius being Mercurius here. He was merely a jester, a powerless and ephemeral shadow. He waved one dubious word at another. Mari could not help but feel like it was all a lie. Yet the shade insisted that he spoke the truth. Did he though? However, the emotions behind his words were doubtlessly genuine. He truly had been disappointed with himself from the bottom of his heart.
そんな脆弱な私に君の友人を取り戻す力などとてもとても。ああ、己の非力を嘆くよマルグリット。 卑小な私を許してほしい。君の瞳に映ったカゲロウはなんと解消のない男なのだろう。今すぐこの身を
He's obviously lying. I mean, he can like I said, like, I think like he metaphorically said to her that you should like not talk to me, but like to my true like self, basically, if you want this wish, like in metaphor, because practically we know like even like this shadow, like this avatar, this Mercurius can revive people within the castle of Reinhardt. So yeah, assuming that it should not be a problem. Unless they are not in the castle, actually.
焦がれた女性の願い一つ叶えてやれる力がないとは。
Mercurius casts his gaze downwards in exaggerated display of anguish. A genuine apology. The shade scorned himself for the lack of power, and yet a certain hint of mirth still colored his tone.
それに何でもなどと軽々しく言ってはならないよ。見目麗しい女性がささやくには慎重にならざるを得ない言葉だ。下手に口を開けば悪い男に捕まってしまうから。
He, the biggest swindler of them all, made an amiable smile. How could he even utter that with a straight face? The soft question burned bright in Mari's mind, even after the two had exchanged a dizzying amount of words upon his deserted shoreline. He had planned everything, setting it all into motion. What was he trying to fool with that mock display of innocence? Only his warning rang true. Mari had indeed been trapped by the worst of men. There had been no escape from him, and she also realized that he had already implanted in her a new move that she had yet to grow conscious of. Okay... What do you mean? She felt sad and angry. She thought him cruel, but...
私はどうすればいいの？本当に取り戻せないならどうすればいいの？
Ultimately, only this man would hear her out. He had trimmed her words so it contained but a single choices, and so, enduring the bitterness welling in her heart, Mali faced the man who had been so adept at planting the seeds of agitation within men.
あるとも私などではできぬ真実、君にしかできぬことが。
Okay.
飛翔でも卑俗でも卑劣でも卑屈でも、そして飲み込む破群でもない。英語普遍の輝きを
Immune to all acids of the world. Wow. That's a way to describe her, like embracing everything. It was as if the question had intoxicated him. The jester waved his words like he had been awaiting this opportunity. But look at him, filled her with repulsion. An experience shared by all who would lay eyes upon Mercurius. In that moment, a feeling of aversion had undeniably sprouted in her heart, although she had not yet been conscious of the fact.
私なんかに何ができるの？カリオストロ、レンにしてあげられることなんて力になる以外ないよ。
いいや、あれのしたいことではない。的がずれているよ。そうではない。
Okay. The shadow contorted his lips into the shape of the crescent moon.
君のしたいことをだよ、マルグリット。
Yeah, like, see, Mercurius is like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about anything. Just you, like, Mari, you do what the hell you want and just, like, be like me and don't give a fuck about anything, you know? So it's like, empower Ren, so, like, you can both emanate and you can take me out.
ああ、当然のことだ。人はやれることしかやれぬ。そしてやりたいことしかやらぬ。行動を起こす愚者が時としてさまよう賢者を出し抜くのはそのためだ。ウサギと亀の童話だよ。やれることをやりたいと思った時、初めて進化が芽を出し輝く。 ならば
Marguerite needed only do what she desired the most. It would result in excellence that all the actors on the stage yearned
そ
for.
の祈り君の渇望でぜひとも全てを包んでくれ
Uh-huh.
新世界の夜明けを告げる
Goddess of
陽光の
Venus.
女神よ
Okay. Pray not to the tide of the known, but the mystery of the unknown. Those feelings will be your true desire, your eternal luster. The shadow maintained his cantillation as he stood upon the beach of gold, harboring not a shred of suspicion. What? Homo hominilupis? I have no idea what that means. Oh, a silent robe reversed my body with no prior warning. Okay, you know what? I will just end here because I have a feeling like some kind of weird... Actually, you know what? Okay, a little bit more. I will end the episode soon. I just want to see what the hell is going to happen. Are we going to have anything, or this is just like only one thing that he's going to feel? Because I wonder if like we are going to have some kind of like Mari awakening with like weird stuff, something that is yet to seen. Like maybe, I don't know. All my nerves become numb. I had felt this sensation, as if having a light jolt of electricity run through my veins many times before. Another switch I just opened, the seventh one. I could feel the transmutation of gold drew yet another step closer to its conclusion. Never mind! It will be the tower. I glared the direction of the pressure with the stern eyes. Okay, I'm ending the episode here. So, it wasn't Mari. It's just like Bay dying at the tower. Okay. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for being with me. So, Shiro is back. He's like doing something weird with Reinhardt. I don't know if they're making a deal of some way. Or like Shiro is about to fight Reinhardt or what? Mari is getting like a tips basically to emanate, to have her own 4th degree without Ren, or like force her own 4th degree on Ren. Basically because Mercurius said it's all about what you want, not about what Ren wants. I wonder where this is going. But yeah, that's it for this episode. I have no idea about what this chapter might be about. I had problems even pronouncing this chapter name. So if any of you have a clue what that means, yeah, you can tell me. Thank you everyone for being with me. So leave up a like under this episode if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, become a member if you would like to support me and see the episodes earlier. Thank you once again, and for a Pocket Watch is going out.